Welcome back, fellow Excel geeks. This is the only video you're going to need to watch to learn how to create pivot tables. We're going to use some Excel cheat codes to create a pivot table in 5 minutes using 5 simple steps. Stick around to the end of this video and I'll chuck in a bonus 6th step which is going to give your pivot tables the cutting edge. So come and sit with me as I'm going to show you this simple tool which is going to save you so much time and ultimately improve your productivity. Step 1, get your data into a table. If you're like me and need a quick and easy way to present your data in a simple format to be as productive as possible, then always think of having your data in tables. So here we have some stock data which we just want to convert into a table. So to do that we just click within the data, click insert and table. It's going to ask us if this has headers, and it does have headers, so we just leave that ticked, click OK, and there we go. Your data is now in a table. Step number 2 is to create a pivot table. Now your data is in a tabular format, creating a pivot table is a very simple step. Within the same insert menu where we create the table, we just click on pivot table, and that then asks us where we want to put this pivot table, and we just select new worksheet. Ensure that that table is selected that we created, and click OK. And there we have the building blocks for our pivot table. Step 3, build the pivot table. So we're ready to build the pivot table, and the options we have here on the right hand side are the headers that are taken from the table that were created earlier. So let's start building it. In our pivot table we want to show the nominal in the rows with extra detail for subnominal. We want to show the value into the value field, and then at the top across the columns there we want to add the date. And what that does is produce a basic pivot table that's got the dates there with the values and shows the subtotal of all the nominals. Step number 4, changing the formatting to improve presentation. Now that we've got our pivot table, there's just a few formatting items we want to change that's going to make it a bit easier for people to read. The first thing I want to change is the format of these numbers. So in the bottom right hand side here, we click on this field and click value field settings. Within number format, we can then see the various options that we normally get when we're formatting in Excel. So I'd like to just add some columns there, some comma separators. Click OK, and that straight away just improves the presentation. Another thing I generally like to change is the way that the subtitles are presented in these pivot tables. At the moment you can see that the subtitle shows at the top. Most people generally like to see the subtitles at the bottom as it makes it easier for people to read. So we click on design, and then within this option we have subtitles. Click on that, and then we want to say show all subtitles at the bottom of the group. I think you'll agree that it just looks a lot better now, and someone can instantly look at that and understand the data being presented. Step number 5, add slicers. Now that we have the basic pivot table set up, we can change this to adapt to any specific reports your business requires by using slicers. For example, say we've been asked to provide a deeper dive of Q1 costs for specific nominals, then we can add 2 slicers to achieve this. To add the slicers, we click on the menu Pivot Table Analyze, then we've got Insert Slicer. So for this report we want to use a slicer for nominals, and then we also want to add another slicer for inserting a timeline. So again, Pivot Table Analyze, Insert Timeline, click on Date. This now allows us to dynamically filter this report by date and by nominal. So let's just move these slicers there. So we want to say on this field here, quarters, we can say Q1, and then if we just wanted to look at, say, that nominal, we'd click on it, hold the control button and select as many as you like, and it just dynamically updates and it gives you a bespoke report on the items that you've selected. There we have it, a brief overview of how to create a basic pivot table in as much time as it took to boil the kettle. Since discovering pivot tables, I've saved so much time that I use them in pretty much every single workbook I create. If you've enjoyed this video, then please check out some of my other content. If there's anything you want to see in Excel, let me know in the comment section. We can run through it in the next couple of videos. And also, don't forget to like and subscribe. Time for bonus 6th step. In this bonus step, I'm going to show you how to change the format of your pivot tables very quickly. There's a range of colour schemes and themes that we can select from, so you can have a look at these dynamically and decide which one suits your needs. First thing I'm going to do is remove these filters to get the pivot table back to where we started. Select within your pivot table, and at the top here you've got this design option in the menu. Click on that, and here you can see there's a number of different options. As you sort of drag your mouse over it, it automatically gives you a preview of what that's going to look like for your pivot table. When you click this button here, it shows you everything. So the best thing to do is just go through this list, hover your mouse over it, see which format you like, and then once you've decided, click on the mouse, and there we go. Your pivot table has been formatted. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.